Hello, my name is Reagan Fields. I want you to stop what you're doing and go watch The Green Mile. You're probably thinking, why? Well, I'm here to answer your question. No matter what genre movies you prefer, The Green Mile will have something that you enjoy. The Green Mile is a heartbreaking story about a correctional officer, Paul Edgecombe, who's played by Tom Hanks, seesawing with the idea that a death row inmate, John Coffey, played by Michael Clark Duncan, is actually innocent. Throughout the movie, we see Coffey's actual personality. He seems like he wouldn't harm a mouse. There are 4 main characters that you should know before watching The Green Mile, and so you're not confused, I made a chart with their explanations and how I would explain them. First, we have Paul Edgecombe, who believes John Coffey is innocent. Paul Edgecombe is also the narrator of the story. Then we have John Coffey, who is being executed for the rape and murder of 2 white sisters. And as you can see from the picture, luck is not in his favor. You'll also need to know Percy Wetmore, who is the nephew of Louisiana's first lady. And so he gets off very easy of the abuse that he puts the death row inmates and other prisoners through. He's especially abusive to another death row inmate named Edward Dell Delacroix. He goes by Dell. Dell has a pet mouse named Mr. Jingles, who Percy later kills in the movie. Don't worry, Percy gets some punishment later in the movie. If you're wondering what it is, you'll just have to go and watch it. Coffey's personality really shines throughout the movie. He's sweet, generous, and terrified of the dark. He also seems to possess a supernatural gift. At one point during the movie, after Paul Edgecombe expresses his opinion on whether Coffey is guilty or not, Coffey takes Edgecombe's hand and literally makes sparks fly within the prison. The movie, as well as the novel, takes place in the 1930s, which was a completely different time than what it is today. It was very easy to automatically assume Coffey was guilty given his race and physical build. The actor who played John Coffey, Michael Clark Duncan, is 6'5" and 315 pounds. The timeline of the story, as well as the physical attributes of Coffey, make it easy for people to understand why he's on death row. When you watch the movie, you'll see most people who think lower of him don't think lower of him because he's guilty, but because of his race. It seems like Coffey only uses his power for good. When Dell tells him that Percy killed Mr. Jingles, his beloved mouse, Coffey takes the mouse in his hands and brings it back to life. When Edgecombe asks Coffey whether he wants to escape or be executed, Coffey says the world is too evil and he would rather die. If I were in John Coffey's shoes, I would probably do the same thing. If I was a huge black man in the 1930s who was charged with the rape and murder of 2 white women, I would never leave that prison. It's not a choice of life versus death, like life outside of prison versus the death row. It's not even that. It's death versus death. It's either you die because of electric chair or you die because you go outside and somebody gets you. KKK, anybody. In conclusion, whether you're into the supernatural aspects or the heartbreak of The Green Mile, it has something for virtually everyone. During this global pandemic, we have a lot more free time. I don't know about you, but for me, movies and TV shows are really hard for me to pick and choose. And if anybody ever asks me personally, what is my favorite movie or what's a movie I would suggest, it is always The Green Mile. It has everything that you need. Drama, heartbreak, death, even supernatural abilities. I hope you find the time to go and sit down, watch The Green Mile, maybe with a bucket of popcorn or your favorite snack, and that you enjoy the movie as much as I do. It's really, really good, and even if you don't like it, it's still a good movie to watch. Even if it's not your cup of tea, still a good movie to watch. Go watch the movie. Go!